We were pretty famous back in high school.
Trust us. Had a whole future ahead of us, but now we suck.
All that potential now is flowing in the aqueducts.
Through the sands of time, many did forget.
But now our time has come to resurrect. But a podcast.
Sad I know, but can you blame us?
We are desperate to be much more than high school famous.
So, Sean, I had a weird question to ask, and I feel like you're the person that's going to know this. But do you think that there's ever going to come a point in time where basically everybody is completely and 100% on board and on the right page with feminism, that it'll have to get to the point where it'll have to take a turn the other direction to actually mean anything ever again? Like, women are going to get to the point where they're just like, look, all right, stop liking me for my mind and check out these tits and ass.
No.
You don't think so? Wow.
No,
that was some good yes and.
Oh, you wanted me to yes and?
I don't know. It was just like, nope, next topic. Moving
I think that, no, we're never going to get to that place, because that would have to allow for all of humanity would have to be on the same mindset. And that's never going to happen, no matter what. So with anything, it's not even just feminism. It's not like, I mean, we're still going to have people that think that killing people is okay, you know? So if we're going to have that extreme mentality, we're never going to run into a time where we all are agreeing on the feminism front. What do you think? Did you have a thought on that?
No, I just thought the idea behind it was kind of funny, of just that it gets to the point where it's like, well, everybody's on board with this now, and we need this feminist movement to mean something, so we're going to have to flip it.
Yeah.
Got to flip it the other way now. Like, stop respecting me for my mind.
That would just mean that they want to have a reason to continue to fight for feminism. That would almost be like, we don't want to achieve
everybody
it.
wants that.
We don't want it to be achieved. Right. We just want to be able to continue to fight for it. So since we've achieved it, we better start reversing it so that we have a reason to have it be an issue we talk about.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I feel like there's a lot of things like that, though, because there's a lot of people that, like, there's a lot of cultures and things or groups of people that aren't oppressed in any way, that search and dig deep to be oppressed in some way just to have something to complain about. So I feel like it's not off the realm of possibilities of something that could happen, you know?
I mean, now, if we did ever get to that point where feminism is no longer an issue and everyone's in agreement with it, I think there will be people that try to turn it back around the other way.
Right.
I think that's possible. Right. But it's not going to be possible until we reach that unreachable.
I'm more than just my brain, Sean. I'm also a body. There's a body attached to this brain.
You're a lot more than just your brain.
Yeah. Oh, is that... Are you fat shaming me now?
Of course not.
Oh,
it's just fat.
I would never shame your fat.
Observing. It's called fat observing.
Oh.
I'm not shaming you for it. I'm observing it, and I'm acknowledging
it's just obese awareness.
Yeah,
it's Obesity Awareness Month.
No shame here.
No. I'm praising you for your gluttony.
Of course, you take one of the biggest months for Obesity Awareness Months. It's one of the 31 day months. Way to go.
Wow, are you month shaming now?
No. How is everything shaming? I'm just stating
I don't know.
Everything is shaming.
Everything is triggering.
Right, but stating that a month has more days in it than other months is not a shame. It's not shaming.
Well, it's like you're shaming the months that don't have as many days.
How?
Like, because you're giving more time and effort talking about the months with more days at this moment in time. You need to give
so what?
All of the months equal airtime.
They all get equal. I spend the exact same amount of time in each month every year. So you can't claim that I'm shaming one month over the other, or I prefer one month over the other. I spend equal time in each month every single year.
That's not true.
I never dip out of March early. I never start start August sooner than I should. I keep it to the schedule, to be fair.
I mean, February varies though.
How so?
Every 4 years.
Yeah, well, that's not.
You spend more time in February
choice.
every 4 years. I mean,
I do that because I do get a sense that February can have a little bit of jealousy because of the fact that it doesn't have as many days as the other months. It's a little bit of
why'd you bring that up?
Inferior. Can you? So you can't bring anything up. That is the world we're in, though, right? You can't. You can't point out any differences that any two things or people or places have. Right. Otherwise, it means that you are putting one down over the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can't acknowledge what makes someone or something that thing. Like, well, I suppose I thought we were.
I feel like we used to be it used to be a thing where people were praised for their differences. Well, I thought we were this guy's so good at that. He's amazing. This guy's a really good artist. But now it's like, well, we can't talk about how good he is at art because Jimmy over
there
here.
There are other people that aren't as good at art.
Not as good at art, and he's gonna feel ashamed that he's not as good at art.
But I thought we were all
about art over there because art over there, he's really bad at art, and it's embarrassing for him.
I know. What a very ironic naming for that person.
Yeah, his parents should have known at birth.
Yeah, they should have just called him trash.
Yeah, they should have looked at his face and known instantly this kid's not going to amount to anything in the art world. Beautiful voice, though. Great voice. Doesn't apply it though. Mm-hmm. I think he's scared. No. He's afraid of rejection. Mm-hmm. But can you blame him? I mean, look at him. Are you looking at him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's covered in art.
Oh. That's why he's upset.
Yeah. Someone applied a bunch of art all over.
That probably would be somebody's attempt at being like super deep artist, is that they just attach other people's art to themselves and like, I'm the art now, or some dumb shit. I hate people.
They just go and stand on a sidewalk somewhere as though they are like an exhibit.
Yeah, there's some sort of installation. Like I wouldn't doubt that that's something somebody would do, and like it would be considered so amazing and edgy, and
there's
get so all this media coverage.
So many people would eat it up. All of the art, right. The art world would probably be very polarized on it. There would be people that think it's junk or nothing, it's stupid, and then there's people that will revere it as genius.
Right. Yeah, it's like when you see like crazy like fashion show runways and stuff.
Nothing.
It's nothing. Just the most ridiculous outfits. There's like nobody would ever wear these things. Why is this designer like why is this a thing that they're like, this person's like the best designer in the world? It's like this stupidest, unwearable shit.
I think that fashion shows like that have the very, very out there wild designer clothing featured. I don't think that those are actually. I think it's more like I'm showing off. Look at this weird, complex outfit that I can design.
Yeah,
to me, I would equate it to like a concept car. It's not a car that they're really going to mass produce and they're going to try to sell to the public. This is a car that's like, hey, look at what we could do. Look how wacky of a car we can make.
But those are stupid too, because it's like, what's the point?
They are.
What a waste of time.
It's to show off, though. It's to say they have the resources and the money to be like, look, we put out our run of the mill vanilla cars that people buy, and now we can use the money we've earned from all that to R&D a few crazy car concepts that we can produce and put on a show every year.
Yeah, but if you think about that though too, like a car, at least like a concept car, not that it really has a purpose, but there's like, I feel like there's more behind it. The fact that it's like, look what we could do. Like, look at this crazy like computer system, like these backup cameras, all this different, neat, interesting shit. Like, oh, this big truck and it has these things that fold down to make it easier to get in, or these, these seats go all the way back and this big display pops up, or like weird shit. It drives itself, all that. But then you watch a fashion show and it's like, this person's wearing a weird bag that's shaped like a triangle, and it took them 4 hours to get into it, and they can't really walk in it. And it's just like, they can't see, they have a thing over their face, so they can't even really see where they're going. Or like these shoes that the model can't even walk in. I don't know. I don't get fashion.
But you get cars. You get
I
cars.
totally understand cars.
Well, there's a lot more behind a concept
idiot.
car. Well, there's a lot more behind a concept car because there's a lot more behind cars than clothes.
Yeah.
There's no internal workings on clothes. Typically, it's just to cover your body with a layer of fabric.
Right.
I'm sure there have been clothes that have inner workings and mechanics and electronics. I'm sure that's existed, but it's not.
Yeah, definitely does.
Those are probably concept clothes like you would find at some crazy designer fashion show.
Oh, all right. What do they call it? It would just be I guess, yeah. I was going to say, what's the like equivalent of like a car show? I'd be like, a fashion show. It's the exact fucking thing it's called.
Something that you mentioned.
I was thinking more of I was thinking more along the lines.
Earlier.
Like it would just be like how they do car shows where it's just a big convention center, but it's just instead of cars sitting there, it's just people standing there with the clothing.
Do they do like drive demonstrations with concept car shows, or are they just sitting there and kind of showing like, look at the doors open automatically and look at they show those kind of features in action, but do they actually drive them around?
I've never been to a car show. I have no idea. As much as I actually do like cars, especially like older cars and stuff, like I've never been to a car show.
What was that thing? Where was it? You and I, or was it Travis and I, or someone? It might have been Travis and I went to some car thing where we got to test drive a few cars on a track.
That wasn't me.
What? I got to ask him about that. I forgot what that was. I think it was when he was working at whatever dealership he was working at for a little while. I think they got to go to some car event and we did some test driving. I think we test drove a PT Cruiser on a track.
So luxurious.
like on a course, yeah.
My God.
I think that's what we drove, yeah.
I've never been so starstruck in my life. You just rolling in such luxury. A PT Cruiser. I don't even think they make those anymore.
No, they don't. Remember the Plymouth Prowler?
What a time capsule.
The PT Cruiser or the Prowler?
Plymouth Prowler is different than a PT Cruiser.
No, I know. That's why I said, remember the Plymouth Prowler?
Well, I don't think they make either of them anymore.
Car? I didn't ask you that. Okay. I asked you if you remembered it, for crying out loud.
Okay. Well,
stop thinking about what you're going to say next.
I'm going to just be honest with you right now.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. How about this, Sean? My internet is so crappy right now that you're super choppy, and I'm getting very little of what you're saying.
Okay.
So that's going to be an interesting listen back.
That makes sense now. Because it seemed like you were just blatantly ignoring what I'm saying and just saying whatever you feel like talking about.
Had I the option, I would have rather. My cat is most likely going to be getting picked up on this microphone right now.
I hear it.
Asshole. Shut your mouth.
I hear it. I'm hearing it in my headphones. So.
Yeah. So cool.
Give my dog a dirty look.
All that from like how we went from feminism to art to cars. We're just hitting the gamut of things here. So I had this weird
idea. They all one and the same?
Oh yeah.
What's your idea?
I would love an artistic feminism car.
We are all over the place right now because I say something that's not in direct response to what you started to say, and then as you're responding to what I said, I'm like, hey, what's that thing that you mentioned? And I'm not even letting you finish. we're a mess right now.
That's all right. Since when have we ever been not on a messy road here? No, so okay. I had this weird idea that I ran by Iman. And so
were you just a blur?
She had a yeah, I ran right by her. She was like, oh, I just yelled out my idea real quick, and she didn't get it at all. She heard me, she just didn't get it.
She heard sounds.
So oh my God, I'm gonna have to strangle my cat in a second. But so I always feel like there's typically 4 types of responses you can have to. So this idea was like, I have this, hey, this is a funny idea I came up with, or at least funny to me. So the 4 responses can be, oh yeah, haha, that's very funny. The no, I don't find it funny. Maybe somebody would, but I don't find it funny. The third response would just be like, God, what's wrong with you? Like, it's funny, but it's wrong, whatever. Like, acceptance, but not it's like acknowledgement, but not acceptance, I guess. So acceptance, dismissal, acknowledgement, but not acceptance. And then the fourth response, which is what I got and what I actually appreciate even more. So my idea was this, and I'll get to the fourth response in a second. My idea is this. I was thinking about, what if there was a updated adult, like CSI type show version of Blue's Clues, where Blue is now a police dog, and the clues but it's still like treated like a kid's show. But the stuff Blue is looking for are like disturbing,
grim, gruesome clues.
So I pitched that idea, and then I just go, "Oh, what'd you find there, Blue? Is it a severed finger?" And then I got the response that I appreciated more than anything, where all Iman says, "Was it in a? Did you find it in a shallow grave?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's so much better than just, haha, that's funny." Just the joining in and topping me is like the best response I've ever gotten.
That's pretty good. What made you?
I wasn't expecting it at all. I don't know. I think of really dumb shit while I'm at work, and I just thought it would be interesting to have a version of Blue's Clues where it's literally still just like aimed towards kids, but all of the shit they're finding are just like murder scenes, and like Blue is doing like drug busts and finding dismembered bodies, and
he's busting into a meth lab and taking out a bunch of junkies. So that's not the current premise of Blue's Clues?
I don't know if Blue's Clues is still a thing, so I don't know if there is a current premise of Blue's Clues.
Well, what would have been the
I don't exactly know what it was like. They were always trying to find something, I think, and like
they were probably it was a dog and then a guy, right?
Right. It was all cartoons except for the dude.
So I think it was like, we got to find this thing, and then there was visual like clues on the screen.
Yeah.
So the little kids watching it could be like, "Oh, there it is. There's a clue," or something.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
very
kind of like
engaging.
a play along kind of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Similar to, Dora the Explorer, which I think would also benefit from a more adult version where Dora's exploring some, places that and finding like
she's exploring
like climbing
she's
Mount
exploring
Everest.
her body.
No, Jesus.
Well,
I was more along the lines of like she's climbing
that
Everest, and then she's like she goes past the what is it, the Rainbow Bridge or whatever it is, where all those bodies are that they can't take down the mountain.
She could do that.
Gotta cross the Rainbow Bridge.
But she could be at an age where one of the things she starts to explore is her own womanhood. I'm not saying I would watch that. I'm just saying that's a possibility.
I'm just thinking of what that would entail, because with Dora, it was always like she would constantly like repeat like the steps to get to the place. So it would be like, in the actual version, it's like, we need to get to the mountain. We need to go over the river, through the woods, and up the path.
Well, I mean, this writes
over
itself.
the and you just keep repeating it. So it's like, where's the vagina? You got to go under the pants, through the forest,
past the belly button.
Anyways,
through the forest, through the bushes.
Yeah, I assume she's natural.
Probably. She's
no grooming.
Yeah, none. Not at that age.
Adult Dora. This is adult. No, adult Dora. We're not talking. Don't say not at that age.
Well, a coming of age, right? Like your teens. That's the age this would happen. What, you think she's a full-on adult?
If we're no, hold on.
She's a full-on adult discovering herself.
If this is a show that's taking place, she goddamn better be.
Well, she's. Oh yeah.
You can't have a show like that. This has taken a very bad turn.
Correct or incorrect.
It's taken a very, very interesting. Well, it depends on if Dora took the right turn.
Well,
Just consult map.
And got Yeah, and got to where she's trying to get to on her exploration.
She has to pull out the map because she doesn't know where she's exploring on her own body.
That'd
She
be
pulls the
interesting
map
to
out.
see
The
a
map
map.
is just like shaking and like, no, not again, Dora.
Yeah,
I'm tired of showing
Did the
you.
Did the map talk?
Everything talked.
I've never seen an episode of Dora the Explorer, so I don't know what to how it worked.
Brings a
I knew they made it. I
whole
knew they made a
different
movie.
meaning to swipe or no swiping.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, there was always like a fox or whatever that would try to steal stuff from her.
Well, that's
there's
true.
Yeah,
that's true to the fox nature.
What's he going to try to steal from her if she's exploring her body?
A certain card.
Oh, I'm upset.
I disagree, but let's.
You can disagree with how I feel.
Yeah,
you're not upset. It's fine. How can we go from starting off talking about feminism to talking about this?
I don't know. You're steering
talking
the
about
ship,
Dora.
Here. You're steering the ship on this one. So you ponder how that happened.
There's probably a porn out there of Dora the Explorer.
Of course there is.
Exploring herself.
And it's probably animated.
Not necessarily. There's a lot of like.
You think there's a live action
porn? There's a lot of live action like porn parody versions of like shows and things.
I'm sure there's a Dora the Explorer. There's also probably an adult Blue's Clues. You know, a guy and his dog.
There might be.
That's probably out there.
Yeah. I didn't mean to go but like in agreement, not I'm excited.
Yeah. You even said yeah afterward. You're like, yeah. It's a bad an easily misinterpretable combination of noises and sayings to follow that premise, Mr. Schlegel.
It's like there's the Bill Burr bit where he's talking about like
that's just a funny thing to say.
Bill Burr bit.
A Bill Burr bit?
But
kinda
no,
like
it's just this
bit
bit
or whatever.
It's this bit where he's talking about like a woman bringing a man to court for like sexual charges or whatever, and like basically the whole point of the joke is like while they were fooling around, she was like, "No, stop it! Like,
I've
don't
seen that.
do that. You're so bad." And then the court person reads it back.
You get a bad court read.
No, stop it. Yeah.
No, stop it. You're being so bad. Yeah.
It's like, that's not what she said. That's not how she said it.
Yeah.
It's like that whole interpretation shit. It's a good bit.
I've seen that clip. It's pretty funny. I like him.
Yeah. Bill Burr's one of my favorites.
Yeah. He's a tell it like it is. He doesn't hold back. He's not afraid of the cancel culture. He doesn't censor himself for the sake of, the rage that is Twitter.
Yeah. There was he was like doing a show in Philly once and the entire crowd was booing him and he was just like, fuck it, I don't care. And he just started ripping on the crowd the entire time and eventually kind of started winning a bunch of them back over.
I heard about that.
I don't care.
I think I heard him on a podcast and someone brought that up and asked him about it. And so that made me go back and find the clip of it online and it's pretty good. You watched it?
Yeah, I've seen the clip.
But there's the whole part where he keeps going back to how much time he has left on stage. He's like 20 more minutes. You got me here. Yep. He'll go on a rant and then it'd be like 15 minutes. Like
Yep. He's just like, I don't give a shit how much you're booing me. I am on this stage my allotted time and I will just do nothing. I will just make myself laugh. I don't care.
And he was
great.
He was just destroying those people.
Oh yeah. It's great. So I found this stupid thing a while ago, or I'd seen this like TikTok or whatever that was like, I made a bot watch 1,000 hours of something and it wrote this script. So I thought those were like, it was kind of a funny like concept. Thinking about it, there's really no such thing as a bot that you can make watch something and have it write a script. It doesn't exist. But I found this. Yeah. So I found this story. Basically, it all started with this person on Twitter that like was doing it, but basically they just wrote a goofy script, but then said, so this was, I forced a bot to watch over 1,000 hours of Batman movies and then asked it to write a Batman movie of its own. Here's the first page. So I thought about that. I'm like, hold on, there isn't 1,000 hours of Batman movies.
I was just going to say that. There's
So
10.
the
10
script
tops.
is still kind of funny. Yeah, the script is still kind of funny though, but knowing that it wasn't written by an AI makes it a little less funny, but just because it's like, oh, somebody just wrote, a Batman thing and just made it goofy on purpose. But I feel like it's up there along the lines of like stupid crap me and you used to write all the time back in the day. So it kind of works.
It's really good.
Well, it's actually possibly better then. So I want to read you this AI written Batman story, AI in quotes because it wasn't, but
Okay.
it's kind of funny if you think about the fact that it maybe like if a robot had written it. But all right, Batman. Interior, traditional Bat cave. Batman stands next to his Batmobile and uses his Bat computer. He's sometimes Bruce Wayne, sometimes Batman, all times orphan.
Nice.
Batman. This is now a safe city. I have punched a penguin into prison. Alfred, Batman's loyal butler, carries a tray of goth ham.
Ooh, what is goth ham? Like it's
like
got eyeliner
it's just,
on and wears all black and
I think you just overcook it, just burn it. It's just ham that's burnt.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Alfred says, "Eat a dinner, Mattress Wayne."
Mattress Wayne,
because he always calls him Master Wayne.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of how can the name Bruce somehow be misconstrued to turn into mattress?
An explosion explodes. The Joker and Two-Face enter the cave. Joker is a clown but insane. Two-Face is a man but attorney. Batman says, okay. No, it's Two-Face and One-Face. They hate me for being a bat.
Okay.
Batman throws Alfred at Two-Face. Two-Face flips Alfred like a coin. Alfred lands heads up, which means Two-Face goes home.
So Alfred landed on his feet.
Yep.
Cool.
So that means Two-Face needs to leave. Batman says,
Did he declare that before he flipped the coin, or before he flipped Alfred? Did he say, "If you land on heads, I need"? No. Okay.
No. Batman says, "It's just you and I, the Joker. Bat versus clown. Moral enemies." The Joker says, "I'm such a freak. Society is bad. You drink water. I drink anarchy." Batman says, "I drink bats, just like a bat would." Batman looks around for his parents, but they are still dead.
Oh.
This makes him have anger. He fires a bat rocket. The Joker deflects it with his sixth sense of humor, a clowny power. Okay. Joker says, "I have never followed a rule. That is my rule. Do you follow? I don't."
I like that line,
Alfred.
Actually. I also like, before you go on.
That's a very you line.
I know, that's why I like it. But I also like how Batman called him the Joker.
Right. I thought you'd like that line more of Batman looks around for his parents, but they are still dead. I
do like that line, but I like
funny.
The follow Route 1 rule thing line a little more.
All right. Then Batman says, "Alfred, give birth to Robin." Alfred begins the process since it is his job. The Joker now has a present in his hand. He juggles it over to Batman. The Joker says, "Happy Bat Day, Birthman." Batman opens the present since he is a good boy. It contains a coupon for new parents, but it is expired. Oh. This is a Joker joke.
Oh, that mean Joker. Oh, he's evil.
So, I thought that was kind of funny. Somebody actually also did like a full like drawn out comic version of that.
Of course they did.
Yeah. Because some people just have nothing better to do with their time.
I know. I am just shocked sometimes at how much time people put into completely useless things.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great. Sometimes it makes for a lot of entertainment. That's
the whole thing?
That's all I had.
Oh,
that was the whole sentence. Oh, that was the whole story. That was the first page. And I believe they said, here's the first page, but I think that's just everything that there was. I think,
So that's all that this bot could come up with after watching 1,000 hours of Batman movies?
Well, no. So that the person who
tweeted that, no mention of Catwoman, no mention of the Riddler, no mention of Scarecrow, any other villains that have been in Batman movies.
So what the tweet said was, hold on. What the tweet said was, "I made a bot watch over 1,000 hours of Batman movies and asked it to write a script. Here's the first page."
Got it.
So that was the first page of the script. What I'm telling you is, since a bot didn't really write that and it was just a person that wrote it,
Sure.
I'm pretty sure that's all they actually wrote. They probably did
Right.
more than one page.
Because why would you just limit the post to the one page, right? Why wouldn't you say, here's
Right.
what they came up with? Unless they planned
Right.
on doing something with the script.
Unless it was like a TikTok thing where they're like and follow for part 2.
Right. So interestingly, this gets into the action immediately.
Oh, yeah.
He's just sitting there tinkering on his back computer, and then Two-Face and the Joker just burst in.
Mm-hmm.
So did the bot write anything like, interior Batcave night, or any sort of stage direction?
Well, you're asking me to now reopen the page that I already closed, but it started off like interior. It said interior traditional Batcave. Yeah,
I remember traditional Batcave. I just didn't remember the interior part. So there you go. All right, it's script like.
Yeah, and it was script formatted too.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
a very smart bot.
Yeah, that was it. That's what it was called. It's called SmartBot.
SmartBot.
Mm-hmm.
SmartBot 1. You think he's working on SmartBot 2 right now?
I mean, if this is the first version of SmartBot, it's pretty good first attempt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think its next project is? What movie
there's
series
a lot
or movie type? Because that.
Yeah, we got some delays going on in our audio right now. It's going to be interesting. No, the person who created that tweet, and I now looks like I could plug the person, but they have they have a book that they're putting out with a bunch of those kind of stories.
I hope we get to see the first page.
There's a lot of different ones. Yeah, I think it'd be a lot of just parts of.
Here's page
I'm
1.
hoping that there's at some point in the book that it states like these aren't really written by an AI bot.
A disclaimer.
Lots of things that there isn't. Yeah, there's not a lot of things that have over 1,000 hours of content.
Right. Well, and if
a bot could watch and then write a story about.
Well, if he was trying to stay true to that, he would have to obviously have the bot watch movies over and over again several times to reach the 1,000 hours.
Right.
Secondly, if a guy puts out a book or let's say he tries to do something with the script that was written by the bot,
mm-hmm.
you think that runs into some weird legal gray area because he didn't write the story. So if the movie gets produced, does he get paid for the writing, or does the bot get paid and credited for the writing? But since he created the bot, does he ultimately get credit for everything?
I guess there would have to be like a thing like written by SmartBot, created by this person or whatever. So
it would say written by SmartBot created by guy, Twitter guy.
Yeah, probably.
Would you ever write a book?
I contemplated writing a book and then realized very quickly that I'm not really great at like descriptive writing as far as like, painting the picture of like what, like, so I quickly turned that into, maybe I'll just write a script instead.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, and I have 2 different like movie ideas that I want to write scripts for. But I am very much, good at procrastinating and not focusing on projects that I put forth to try to get myself to do. So I currently have 2 different movie ideas I want to write that I have not gotten around to writing yet. So
I'm intrigued. Perhaps off mic.
Well, one. Well, you kind of you know of both of them. So the one
I do.
The one movie idea I want to write is I want to take what I remember from our gaming campaign where we played ourselves.
Okay.
And I want to write that into an actual script. And then the other one is a little movie we started filming a long time ago that we never finished.
Is this a sequel?
WS.
Oh wait, no, I know what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I realized it once.
We've mentioned the name of it on here before, I think, anyways, and we just never talked about the movie. But yeah, the White Suburban Gangsters script I want to write. But But, you know,
What
as far as,
is-
you know, how good I am about working on projects, considering we have our comic that we've been working on forever, and I never get around to working on that too. So,
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, we go in waves.
yeah.
For a while, we had that schedule. We had deadlines for finishing certain parts.
Yeah.
And so we
were
we
good
were
on
kind
that
of
for like
pushing
the
away
first
at it
couple
for a
months,
while.
I think. And then it started falling apart. Mm-hmm.
What? What was that?
Huh? I just said, I was agreeing with you. Again,
Oh, okay.
I was agreeing. It wasn't a sexual agreement. It was just a.
It wasn't a sexual agreement. That's a weird thing to say.
Yeah, true.
You cut out for me during a lot of that. So
yeah, I don't know. Those are.
it's-
Yeah, I think my internet connection is just trash tonight.
No, but what I would say is I said, you know, we had this schedule going for a while where we were plugging away at that for a bit, and we went for a while, and then all I heard was so it was just very weird timing that you came back ready to like So I don't know what you said in between there, but
nothing. I literally just did
But I saw you like freeze and move like you were. It seemed like you were saying
around.
something. Right,
I just move around a lot.
So
pretty sure I have ADHD.
Okay, well it looked like you were saying something, but fragmented and
I maybe did
freezing. Oh,
I maybe did. My attention span is. I don't think I did. I possibly have. Once again, I'll go back and listen through the edit and realize, yes, I did say something.
Yeah.
This will be an interesting episode to listen back through because I think we're both missing a lot of the conversation.
I think we are. I'm gonna.
This episode's going to be impossible to listen to.
I bet that when you listen back to see if you say something, you're going to mention conjoined twins.
Well, no, you brought that up this time.
No, but you'll find that you actually brought it up earlier when you were freezing up. That was supposed to be a joke, Matt.
Well, sorry, you knowed me super. You knowed me super hard at the beginning of this, so. I brought up what could have possibly been a kind of funny discussion about women wanting to be treated sexually instead of intellectually, and you're just like, no, it would never happen.
Well, I mean,
women like to be thought of for their brains.
We still talked about it. You could have gone on with you obviously had some thoughts behind it, so you could have gone on with your theories and funny, wacky scenarios, but you didn't.
Yeah, but I was like so derailed immediately. I'm just like, all right, well, I guess not then.
Well, how do I know you're trying to set me up for like a bit?
That says no. Oh my God. That's the opening. That's my opening question to you. And you don't think I'm going somewhere wacky with it. You just think like, wow, what a weird, serious question he brought up.
I did think that's what it was. That's why I'm like, no.
When have we ever gotten like intellectual?
Well, we'd have to have the mental capacity to go intellectual. That's a requirement. It's a prerequisite of waxing poetic on something.
Well, to have the brain capacity, you'd have to have brain capacity just to wax poetically about something.
To speak intellectually about something, we would have to be ourselves intellectual people.
Not necessarily. You can just have.
How not?
Because if you want to. You want to wax poetic of a specific subject, all you need to know is about that specific subject. You don't have to be smart in any other way. You can hyper focus on one thing and that be your one thing that you are super smart about. It's like the whole stupid thing of like, I don't know, I'm not a rocket scientist. It's like rocket scientists only need to know about rocket science. They don't need to know about anything else. They're not the smartest people and they don't have to be the smartest, most intelligent people in the world. They just have to be very aware of the specific thing they do.
This is suggesting that if you are a rocket scientist, you also would be an expert on whatever this person dismissed their own knowledge of it by not being a rocket scientist.
Yeah. I hate that saying because it's so stupid.
But it still applies though, because you brought up the topic of feminism, which I am not knowledgeable of.
Oh, nor am I.
So I could not speak intellectually about it.
Well, yeah, but
for that reason.
But exactly, I was not trying to talk. I wasn't trying to get intellectual.
No, I know, but you said
so. That's why.
Right, but after that, you said, how often do we go intellectual or something like that?
Yeah.
And I said, we have to be intellectual first. I was saying that, at least for myself, that I'm not intellectual on anything really.
Okay. You don't think there's anything very specific that you have a lot of knowledge of?
I don't know. Maybe nothing useful.
Other than like your job, but to me, that's different.
That's different.
Yeah.
But whenever there's a show or something where they're like, oh, this person's the leading expert on this, or we called in so and so because they're the head expert on this particular subject. I'm like, I want to be.
How do you determine that?
Well, I want to be an expert on something. I want to know something so well that people can ask me questions about it. I mean, I'd have to pick what I want to learn about.
Yeah, find something that interests you, and then if that's what you want to do and you want to just be super experty about it. The only thing that's weird about that though is like trying to learn that now. I mean, you're going to have to learn everything that other people already know. So for you to then surpass them, you have to get to their level and then do some additional research.
I was thinking about something along the similar line earlier today about, I made a joke to someone about how you need to have a bachelor's degree to get like a hostess job, right? These days, It seems like you need a 4-year degree for everything.
Right.
And I thought, all you can really say when you have a degree in something is that someone else that supposedly knows what they're talking about in that area just told you what they know.
Right.
Right. And that person, they only got to where they are because someone else before that told them what they know about it. Mm-hmm. So does that really qualify you in any way?
Right.
It's all just sort of based on like, I'm losing my train of thought. It's all based on the reliability of the level of knowledge of the people before you who told you all that they know about something.
And what's funny
their
too
credibility
is like, within like, depending on what you're going to school for, say it's like some sort of computer science, from the time you start school to the time you graduate, like
so much more has happened, right?
The technology has changed so much in those 4 years that even coming out of college, there's going to be stuff that you didn't learn that you could only learn on the job.
Yes.
That's why I always feel like on the job training is just so much better than learned training.
It's way better because you're learning what is being done right now to complete the job.
Mm-hmm.
That's similar to that idea of, well, what if you had the technology to transport so many people from one planet to another to inhabit that other planet, and it would take so many X number of years to get there. But by the time you're about halfway there, they will have come up with a faster way to get there. So other people will leave on that newer way and get there before you did. So it's almost like, well, you almost have to either just commit to one method of getting there or constantly be waiting for a faster way to get there. And you might never take the trip to begin. If you're always waiting for a newer, faster way to get there, you might never end up actually going.
Yeah, we talked about that on the space episode with Eric.
Did we?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I brought that up where it was like, it's like the 50 years.
Okay.
It's a 50-year thing or whatever. If it's going to take you longer than 50 years to get there, then there's no sense in going because you'll get passed by newer technology.
Well, everyone forgive me.
And then the other thing was, the other thing was the fact that anywhere you could, like, you would be anywhere you want to get to at any quick time, like in any quick like time span, you'd be going too fast to stop by the time you got there anyways. So there's just really, you just like, we're here. Yeah. And just keep going.
Yeah. Well, forgive me everyone for,
some people maybe didn't go back and, some people jump in at later episodes and don't go back and re-listen. So there you go.
But forgive me for repeating something that was mentioned on episode 10 or something. I forget how long ago that was.
Yeah. It's also, I think I also mentioned it on the first episode that we never aired.
Oh, really? I only remember like one thing about that episode, but also, in my defense, it's not like the only place I've heard that is from you on that episode.
Oh,
like
okay.
I've heard it since mentioned by others. So That could be my explanation
Sounds
for
like-
thinking it was coming from another source.
Yeah, sounds like other people watch the same programs that I watch.
Possibly.
Perhaps.
I think this was something I listened to.
So somebody that said it on something you listen to watches the same programs that I watch.
That's possible. Or they just know how the science works.
That's also possible. There's a lot of possibilities within this train of thought.
Is it possible to determine the number of possibilities?
I mean, it is possible to figure that out, but I don't think we have the time to do that or the intellect.
The desire?
Oh, definitely not the desire.
You could say it's possible to determine, but for us, it is impossible?
I wouldn't say it's impossible for us, but I think that it's very probable that we would miss a lot of them. That we would miss out on a lot of them.
It's just highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely. Yeah. Most things in my life are highly unlikely.
Unlikely what? That's a weird statement. Most things in my life are highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Because highly unlikely what? They're in your life, so they're not highly unlikely to be in your life. So what are they highly unlikely of or to be?
It depends on the situation.
Okay. Well, then I can say that about myself. Anyone could say that about themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
The odds that you could say that about yourself is highly likely.
See, now you're being an optimist.
I think that
that's the defining law. It's just either either or. You're like, oh, now you're being optimistic. Well, it's unlikely that. Oh, now you're being pessimistic.
Right.
Just a straight up, you're either one or the other.
Wait, so you think something's likely to happen? Oh, you're such an optimist.
Yeah. See, that's the funny thing about that stupid like glass half full, glass half empty thing, pessimist, optimist thing. It's like, well, it depends on what's in the glass.
Yeah, I've thought that too. and how big is the glass, right?
It's like if it's
What if it's such a large
size?
glass? Well, what if it's such a large glass that even if it were half full or empty, like there's no way I can drink all that. So why should I be excited about it?
Well, and it could be like, well, half full of this glass would be completely full of that glass. So
sure. So just switch glasses, right? Oh, you don't. If you're someone who thinks the glass is half empty, well, then switch glasses. Get a smaller glass.
Right. Oh, I just remembered something that was, to me, one of the funniest things ever. So I was having a conversation with Iman the other day, and she was just kind of going a little bit on a rant about like
shallow
young
graves.
people. No, not shallow graves this time.
Young people.
This time, it's usually shallow graves.
Yeah.
This time, not so much. But no, just young people, and just the whole there's the whole thing of just like kids nowadays, just everything's handed to them, and all this, everything's easy. They've always had the internet and all this stuff. They don't really know what it's like to not just have things at their fingertips and stuff. And she mistakenly said, fuck you and the silver spoon you wrote in on. And I lost my fucking shit.
Well, was it
because I'm like,
it was a mistake?
Well, because it's usually fuck you and the horse you rode in on, or you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth. But she combined the two sayings to fuck you and the silver spoon you rode in on. And I'm like, that is my new favorite thing in the world.
That's awesome.
It's super awesome. So I want to start using it more often. Oh, I need to send you something else. I'm just like, this episode is just full of like, oh yeah, and then this little idea and that stupid idea. I heard about a thing, and I gotta try to do. I gotta remember what it's called. Okay, it was. I heard somewhere it mentioned. It's called half centaur, half horse.
Half centaur, half horse.
Yep. I'm gonna send you an image that's super glorious. I gotta get past your. And I do like your new desk setup. I do see those pictures. I'm not ignoring you. All right. So this is. I just texted you a half centaur, half horse.
Is this just going to be a picture of a horse?
Nope. It's the most amazing horse ever.
Oh, dude.
So the half horse part is still the normal half horse, but then the half centaur.
The horse
Well,
half,
I guess I don't know what the horse half is the front half, and then the centaur half is the back half. I don't know. But it's basically just a horse with 6 legs.
Yeah. So normally a centaur is the entire body of a horse. And where the head of the horse would be is the torso
Yeah,
and
like the
arms
waist
and
of a
head
man.
of a person. But here you've got a full body of a horse, and where the head would go, you have the top half of a horse.
Like the front half. Yeah, if a horse was cut vertically in half.
Yeah. No, that is way better than I was expecting.
Isn't that awesome?
And the funny thing is, I mean, this didn't take a lot of work, but someone else came up with this and just made this thing.
You can see that it's clearly the front legs on the front horse part are the same as the bottom legs on the horse part. So it's just they cut the image and then like duplicated it and then like morphed it together. Some simple little simple photoshopping, but I just thought that was super funny.
Smart move. I mean, that was smart. Easiest way to make sure the fur matched and the lighting was the same.
Super simple, fun little meme.
Clever.
Yeah, this episode is literally just like, oh yeah, and this stupid little funny thing happened to me this week. And this stupid little funny thing happened to me this week.
I feel like what happened? I thought I was gonna. I thought that there was some little story I was gonna have. But I really I can't think of it right.
Something that you were bringing, and
yeah, I looked up.
Like Matt just derailed me with all these brilliant things.
No, that's not what it was. I looked up. I mean, yes, and
wow.
No,
there you go. Yeah. Improv 101.
Yes, and those brilliant things have dwarfed anything I could possibly bring to the podcast.
Clearly. You're just like, your genius has just completely emptied my brain of all things that I was going to... I'm dumber now by listening to you.
I'm unintellectuable now. You've rendered me unintellectuable.
I can't be intellectual.
No, I just looked up, and we don't have to even look at any of these, 25 stupid world records that nobody has bothered to try and break.
Oh. Like they're so somebody did something dumb, and they're like, well, I guess nobody's ever done that before, so...
Well, it's not that. It's more... I think it's more like, okay, yeah, some idiot did this and put it in... It's a record, but no one's been like, I'm going to try to break that record, because it's... Why would you? It's so stupid.
Well, let's hold on to that because we're at about an hour.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
It's hard to say. Well, because we had a weird break, but our original was just under 39 minutes, and we're at 24 now, so we're roughly in the hour range. So
cool. Well,
we can save that for another time.
I hope you found this particular episode to be stellar and not fragmented or choppy or confusing.
Well, hey, the good part is
meandering.
If it is, you're currently meandering. If it is bad, we have time to record a new one. If this one is
that's a good point.
So
you should let me. Yes,
the beauty of recording ahead of time. Yeah. But yeah, cool. That's that. I mean, this is probably the most us pushing towards the end of an episode we've ever done without just abruptly ending it.
No, not even close.
Oh, all right. Bye.
Bye.
We are on TikTok now, which makes us even cooler. HS Famous. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at HSFamousPod. Email us directly at highschoolfamous@gmail.com. We have Patreon too, but you'll never go there. Altogether, our hearts beat as one.